Tamara Nashman, the interview doctor, knows the secrets of the successful interview and will tell you how to get that job of your dreams. Listen to Tamara Nashman and see the possibilities become your realities, okay? Tamara Nashman, the interview doctor, would be great for career day, orientation day, or organizational training. Do me a favor, put a big round of applause, that's your left and your right hand coming to the center multiple times for the one, the only, the interview doctor, Tamara Nashman. Give it up for Tamara.
And I know a great deal about interviewing because I've done probably 300 interviews with many national clients. If you're seeing on the screen here today, I've done over 300 interviews in my 20-year media career in modeling and print work and television commercials. I'm an interview doctor who knows what she's talking about. Who's wearing Nike runners today? Anybody? Come on. Who had a Coke earlier? Anybody? How about a Jansen backpack? Anybody have a Jansen backpack? I work for Jansen too. Some of the clients I've worked for. I'd like to tell you about my very first interview in the media industry. It just happened to be with one of the biggest clients anybody could ever work for, Anheuser-Busch. How come that's not coming up, guys? There we go. I did my homework and I knew about the product, and I talked to my agent. They told me how to dress the part, and I wore my big sapphire blue silk shirt, my black pencil skirt, and a brand new pair of black high heels. Are you picturing this? I thought I was all that. I was waiting out in the waiting room with nearly 50 other girls, all interviewing for the same part in a national Anheuser-Busch commercial. As I walked into the room, I could see it was full of Anheuser-Busch executives, ad agents, and photographers. I walked across the room with my hand outstretched to shake the hand of the AV executive when I tripped on my new shoes and went flying, doing a complete faceplant at the feet of the Anheuser-Busch executive. I'm not kidding. Oh, dear God. I just laid there. Nobody said a word. Finally, I looked up and I said, "Hi, how you doing today?" Somebody so sweet reached down and took my hand and helped me out. God bless them. I brushed off my skirt and I straightened my blouse and readjusted my hair, and I said this: "Well, one thing's for sure, if you hire me, you'll never have a dull moment." Unbelievably, they went ahead with the interview. Shocking. Probably because they were wondering if I had any other crazy comedy routines up my sleeve. I was so scared about the questions. I didn't know what they were going to ask me, but I'd done my homework about Anheuser-Busch and the product that I was called in for, so that helped reduce a little bit of my anxiety. He asked his first question, which I cannot remember. I couldn't possibly tell you what it was. But I must have answered it well because he studied me for a little while and he gave me a big smile. He said, "Yes, that's good. That's great. Good job." He went on to the next question, which I must have also answered well because that was met with a big smile as well. I left the room that day feeling pretty confident that I'd gotten the job. And you know what? I didn't. In fact, I didn't get hardly any of the jobs I went for in the first few weeks of interviewing. I heard so many no's that I began to wonder what it was they didn't like. And I thought about my mom. It seems like we always think about mom and things aren't going right, don't we? We do. She and my dad had a nursing home when I was a kid growing up, and they had 150 patients in that nursing home. And my mom knew every patient by name. She knew what they liked to eat. She knew what they didn't. She knew all the relatives. She knew when they liked to get up in the morning and when they liked to go to bed. She changed their bedpans, she fed them their meals, and she bathed them. She sat by their bedside and held their hand when they passed away. She really did. I used to follow her around as a child and watch her take care of all those elderly people, and this is what I learned about my mother. It wasn't what she did, whoops, wrong way, but how she did it that made all the difference. That's what made people respond to her, was she genuinely cared about every patient in her care. They felt that. They knew that. And this is what I was lacking in my interview. I was trying to be what I thought the client wanted me to be, what I thought a model should be, not who I really was. I was putting on a persona that I believed was necessary to get hired. You see? As soon as I stopped doing that, and I started to become Tamara, then I got the job. In fact, I got 8 out of every 10 jobs I interviewed for. My whole life turned around, as well as my income. What is an interview? It's a quick judgment of your ability. Do you know, you're interviewing every single day. You've done it here. Every time you meet someone new, every time you ask someone out, when you rent an apartment or buy a car or apply for an RA position or a scholarship, these are all interviews, every one of them. How many have gone into your career centers to get information on jobs and interviewing? Well, what if that information, though really good, is incomplete? What if that information isn't completely accurate? Then you're locked out. You don't have the tools to know exactly how to prepare yourself. It's like having a phone number and missing the last 2 digits. Could you reach the person you're trying to dial? I don't think so. You might guess. I don't think you'd be right, though. Now, if you don't have the complete information, you're not going to get that job you really want or need. No job, no money. Without knowing the right formula for interviewing, you're not going to get that RA position, or have that free-room and board, or the scholarship you're seeking. That money is going to go to the other candidate, right? When you're doing a resume, it's going to be all jacked up, because you'll have missed so many opportunities, because you didn't have all the numbers for the call. What if the answer you thought was right was wrong? I have 5 secrets for successfully interviewing. When I come to your school to talk about this, I'm going to share those 5 secrets with you. But today, I'm going to give you the first one. And the first one is this. I always hit the wrong button on this. Good grief. Find your story. Find your story. Everybody has a story that's unique to you. Find your story. Tell your story. And apply it to your interview skills. Put the you in the interview, and you can do this. Remember my story about Anheuser-Busch? How I fell on my face? I can relate that to any question I'm asked in an interview. The story about my mother in the nursing home? I can relate that to questions I'm asked in an interview. Do you believe me? Let's try it out. Somebody give me a question that you've really been asked in an interview. Something really real. Somebody give me a question quickly.
What did you like about your last job?
What didn't I like about my last job? That's a really good question. What I didn't like about my last job is that I found that the company that I worked for was not a company of real integrity. The product that they put out, they were more interested in making money on than the customer who was buying the product. And the way I was raised, my mother worked in a nursing home, and I saw a great deal of character, integrity, and genuine concern for the people that she took care of. And because I was around that, exposed to that, I really want to be with a company who shares that same level of integrity and honesty and truthfulness. You can take your story and you can build bridges and make an authentic connection that's real. I'm going to shoot this thing. There we go. You can connect on an authentic level that builds bridges and makes you memorable to whomever you're interviewing with. And that's what you want to do. It's very important. When I come to your school, I'm going to give you the 5 secrets for successfully interviewing. And I'm going to teach you how to upset the interview so that you get the job that you're looking for. And with my help, I know that you can accomplish that. And I guarantee it, you will not be sorry, because the things that I have to tell you will actually be life-changing for you. Now, I want to just tell you one quick story before I close here about my life's most embarrassing moment. Can I use this mic here instead? Okay. Thank you. Do you want to hear my most embarrassing moment?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, it was a runway show for Neiman Marcus, and there were 20 of us girls all lined up to go out on this runway, and it was being taped for television, and there were 500 people in the audience. It was a sit-down audience with 500 people, and I walked out on the stage, all dressed in my beautiful couture clothing and my very sexy 4-inch Valentino shoes. This is a very sexy story. And as I stepped out on the stage, my skirt came loose. And it didn't fall to my knees. Oh no, I wish it had. It fell to my feet, exposing my big white underwear to a whole group of people. I mean, you know, the kind that go from here, they're like Spanx. Everybody knows what Spanx are, right? Oh, I swear. From here to here, had these big white underwear on. And I hear people snickering, and I look down, oh my God, what a nightmare, right? And my girlfriends who were behind me to come out next came out, because I couldn't move. I mean, I'm totally stuck with skirts wrapped around my ankles. One on the right, one on the left. And they reached down, and they grabbed the skirt, and they tried to pull it, and it's stuck on my big white underwear. And there's all these people, everybody's in total hysterics. It was just a nightmare, and I will never forget it as long as I live. But I can promise you this, when I come to your school to share my 5 secrets, I will not show you my underwear. But you will never, ever have a dull moment. Thank you.